Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. There are people in this life, whether they appear friendly or are close friends, who can unexpectedly damage your respect and trust. These individuals, whether by accident or intention, can disrupt your inner peace and erode the values you are striving to build. They can make you feel lost, lacking confidence, and lead you away from the path of wisdom that Stoicism teaches. Can you recognize the signs? Stoicism emphasizes building relationships based on respect and sincerity, but not everyone understands this value. In the world around us, there are people who make you question the truth in their words and actions. They not only lack self-control, but are also willing to exploit others' weaknesses to achieve their own goals. Are these relationships worth maintaining? Do they truly bring peace to your mind? And how can you identify them from the start? 1. The flatterer. A flatterer always seeks to please others, but the true intent is not sincerity. They are skilled at offering compliments and even excessive praise, all in order to gain favor or personal benefit. However, Stoicism encourages a different way of living, one based on truth and integrity, without the need for fake flattery. A flatterer cannot build genuine relationships. They focus solely on pleasing others, without regard for true respect or trust. What's concerning is that these flattery-laden words can mask the real intentions behind them. True respect comes from sincere actions and words, not from shallow praise. A flatterer cannot build lasting trust or respect because they are always looking to exploit others' weaknesses to achieve their own goals. The feeling of being manipulated or used can turn relationships into something superficial, stripping them of their real value. Not only does this harm the person being flattered, but it also causes the flatterer to lose themselves in their pursuit of empty praise. Stoicism teaches us to live true to ourselves, not distracted by insincere adulation. 2. The selfish person. A selfish person lives with the mindset of focusing solely on their own interests, rarely considering the emotions or needs of others. They have no hesitation in using those around them as tools to achieve personal goals. This not only diminishes the value of relationships, but also creates an environment devoid of sharing and understanding. In contrast, Stoicism teaches us that self-reliance and the ability to control oneself are fundamental to living a meaningful life. A Stoic does not live selfishly, but always seeks to act responsibly toward themselves and those around them. Caring for others, showing empathy, and sharing are key elements in building lasting and meaningful relationships. When someone is solely focused on themselves, they often lack the ability to accurately assess situations or the people around them. They may cause harm, break relationships, and will never earn long-term respect. In fact, selfishness is one of the main factors that disrupts social cohesion, and one of the reasons people feel lonely despite being surrounded by society. Stoicism reminds us that harmony in life comes from balancing oneself with others, not from constantly protecting personal interests while neglecting responsibilities toward the community and relationships. A life free of selfishness brings prosperity both mentally and socially. 3. The gossiping person. A gossiping person often spreads harmful words about others, sometimes just to satisfy their ego or simply to seek attention. These words not only hurt the person being spoken about, but also degrade the dignity and reputation of the one spreading them. A single rumor can create an irreparable tear in relationships, causing people to become suspicious and distant from one another. In contrast, Stoicism places respect and integrity above all else. Stoic philosophy teaches that words should be used carefully, not only to protect the truth, but also to safeguard the dignity and honor of others. A Stoic person will avoid negative or destructive conversations because they understand that baseless criticism is merely a sign of weakness and a lack of self-control. Gossip not only reflects the nature of the speaker, but also weakens the relationships around them. When dealing with someone who gossips, others will feel unsafe and unable to trust them. Relationships based on scrutiny and criticism can never be lasting. In fact, the more someone gossips, the more they are likely to be judged and lose respect. Stoicism advises that we should learn to control negative emotions and focus on building relationships based on respect and understanding. For those who gossip, the only way to protect oneself and grow is to distance from them, as these individuals only prolong negativity and undermine their own happiness. 4. The jealous person. A jealous person always looks at the success of others with envy. They cannot be happy to see someone else's progress, and instead, they feel the jealousy growing, like a shadow that clouds their own joy. This feeling of envy not only erodes relationships, but also leaves a person feeling empty, as they cannot appreciate others' achievements and are constantly comparing themselves. According to Stoicism, jealousy is a sign of mental weakness. It arises from a lack of self-acceptance and confidence. A Stoic understands that life is not a race against others, but a personal journey where each individual must focus on their own growth. Jealousy not only causes personal suffering, but also harms relationships. When someone cannot be happy for the success of others, they gradually become isolated because envy reflects a lack of generosity and respect for those around them. A Stoic will not let jealousy take over their mind. Instead, they learn to celebrate the success of others and find ways to learn from them, seeing others' achievements as motivation to improve themselves, not as a threat. 5. The Constant Critic. A person who constantly criticizes is never satisfied with what others do, always finding fault, even in the smallest things. They live in a world full of judgment, and criticism seems to be the only way for them to feel powerful. However, excessive criticism not only hurts others, but also reflects insecurity within the critic themselves. Stoicism teaches us that constantly criticizing others is not a way to build strong relationships. A Stoic understands that everyone can make mistakes, but instead of criticizing, they choose patience and see mistakes as opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. Criticism not only causes harm, but also erodes respect and trust in relationships. The person being criticized often feels offended and distanced. Continuous criticism makes relationships tense and unable to thrive in a healthy environment. Therefore, someone who lives according to Stoic philosophy will avoid the habit of criticism. Instead, they will choose constructive advice, encouragement, and respect for differences. Rather than criticize, they will seek to help, empathize, and understand, ensuring that their relationships remain strong and enduring. 6. The Manipulator. A manipulator always seeks to control and influence others for their own benefit. They use words, emotions, and difficult situations to make others follow their will. Despite appearing charming and approachable, inside, they are individuals who exploit the weaknesses and indecisiveness of others to satisfy their personal desires. Stoicism encourages us to view relationships based on honesty and respect. One of the key principles of Stoic philosophy is the ability to exercise self-control, to manage emotions, and to act with integrity. Manipulators not only lack self-discipline, but they also attempt to dominate and control others, which directly contradicts the core values of Stoicism. They not only lack self-respect, but also fail to show respect to others. Relationships built on manipulation will never be strong, and they inevitably lead to a loss of trust and respect. Instead of manipulation, Stoicism teaches us to strive for freedom and independence in both thought and action. A Stoic never takes advantage of others. They treat everyone with fairness and integrity. To build healthy relationships, we must let go of any manipulative intentions and replace them with respect and mutual support. 7. The Eternal Victim. Some people always find ways to blame their circumstances, others, or fate for the difficulties in their lives. They play the victim role, frequently complaining and seeking sympathy from those around them. However, according to Stoicism, this attitude is not only immature, but also a misguided approach to life. Stoicism teaches us that life is never without challenges, but how we respond to these challenges is what truly matters. Those who always see themselves as victims lack the self-control and responsibility to steer their own lives. They avoid accountability and let negative emotions take over. A Stoic never allows themselves to fall into the victim role. Instead, they view every challenge as an opportunity to grow and refine themselves. Self-discipline in emotions and actions is the foundation of strength, and it helps a Stoic overcome difficult situations without feeling weak or helpless. We must recognize that everyone faces difficulties, but instead of seeking sympathy, we should learn to stand firm and take control of ourselves. Healthy relationships are built on responsibility and self-awareness, not on seeking empathy by playing the victim. 8. The lack of empathy. One of the key qualities for building strong relationships is empathy, the ability to understand and share the emotions of others. However, there are people who either cannot or do not want to understand the feelings of others. They lack sensitivity to the emotions and experiences of those around them, causing relationships to become dry and disconnected. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of understanding and respecting the emotions of others. Those who lack empathy not only fail to connect with others, but they also create their own loneliness, as they can never form truly genuine relationships. Stoicism teaches us that empathy is not just a social trait, but a moral quality. When one cannot feel the pain or joy of others, they become detached from the truth of the connections between people in society. Therefore, a lack of empathy robs us of the opportunity to learn and grow together. Each relationship is an opportunity to practice empathy, not only to listen, but also to understand and truly feel the emotions of others. Without this, it is impossible to gain long-lasting respect or trust. 9. The judgmental person. Some people are constantly quick to judge the actions and decisions of others. They always view things through their own lens and are not hesitant to offer harsh and often uninformed criticisms. This not only harms the person being judged, but it also hinders their own growth. According to Stoicism, we should not rush to conclusions about others without understanding their circumstances. Judging others only increases division and lack of understanding, while Stoicism encourages us to focus on improving ourselves and facing the challenges in life rather than criticizing others. When someone judges, they not only lack empathy, but also overlook the complexity of every situation. Each person has their own story, and only by understanding that story can we respond in a fair and correct manner. Judging others not only shows a lack of respect, but also creates a barrier in communication and the building of relationships. To live by Stoic principles, we must learn to be patient, listen, and empathize with others rather than simply judge them. In doing so, we will create a healthy environment for communication and growth, where respect and wisdom are valued. Every relationship can be a step forward or a long slide back on the path of personal growth. Untrustworthy people only drag you down, clouding the values and ideals you strive for. Remember, the Stoic path is not about existing in superficial relationships, but about building strong connections that can withstand any challenge. Don't allow yourself to become a puppet in the hands of insincere people. Instead, proactively choose the people around you and create an environment that helps you grow and develop. Always remember, respect and trust are core elements. Not everyone deserves them. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share the video with those around you, and turn on notifications so you never miss any videos about Stoicism. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and we hope you continue to join us on this journey of personal growth.